Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ... with
Tim.
and Scott.
Gone.
That's right.
Hey.
Got a good topic today. We're going to talk about urban legends.
Urban legends, Scott.
Not, the black community urban, like stuff that's like...
Hey, collect your bets, everybody. Collect your bets. Who knew that Scott was going to make a racially insensitive,
Who had
risque?
racial insensitive within the first minute?
Who
had
knew
that?
Scott was going to toe that line?
You're winning $100.
Congratulations. Message us in the comments. We'll send you your prize. We got a great selection of prizes. All right, so Scott, what are some urban legends? You hear these things. There's some local ones you hear around town. Your friends come to you and say, hey, I knew a guy who knows a guy that this happened to, so don't do this. You have any of those?
Well, we have Bigfoot.
Right. That's a bigger one, yeah. No pun.
Bigfoot is one.
Yeah.
That goes, you got saying Bloody Mary in a mirror.
That one freaks me out, as I just learned that somebody did that at a friend's house when they were kids, and then that house became haunted. So we're not even going to touch that one today. You're going to not do that in our podcast studio. That is not my home also, because we're rich.
No?
Yep.
Do you know if it works if you don't say it in front of a mirror? It has to be a mirror?
It does? Well, what counts
know.
as a mirror? I don't know the rules. We can't talk to her. There's no rule book for this stuff. So
you can't talk to who? Bloody Mary?
Yeah, well, she's going to show up and try to murder me, and then what's going to be my defense? It's not like I get a trial in front of a jury of my peers on this one. I'll be like, oh, Scott said it didn't have to be, it had to be in a mirror. And then she's like, nope, could have just been a looking glass.
Or a spoon, even.
Yeah, or the reflection of my eyes. What if she gets me on a technicality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah. So then I'm just debating Bloody Mary. Who is Bloody Mary anyway?
Is she the Virgin Mary? Bloody Mary?
Is it the Virgin Mary?
Is she known as the Virgin?
I know historically Bloody Mary was a queen who murdered a lot of people, but I don't know if that's the same Bloody
Queen
Mary.
Of Scots?
That doesn't sound like the Virgin Mary.
No.
It's definitely not the Virgin Mary.
Or the Virgin Mary, after she lost her virginity, got a little kinky.
Yeah, became a queen.
Of murdering. So that's probably blasphemy. So I'll probably be getting a visit from Jesus tonight, who's going to beat the shit out of me.
Bloody Mary,
Scott,
Bloody
no,
Mary.
No! Stop!
Okay.
Scott,
Sorry.
I don't need this on my mind when I'm trying to sleep. I've been having problems sleeping as it is. I don't need any of this on my mind. I hate all this shit. Really, I don't like the paranormal. I just like living in the normal.
Yeah.
So don't fuck with me. You fuck.
It's the thing was, though, I had my eyes closed, and that's sort of like a mirror.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to be like, okay, Mary, let's go get my friend Scott. He'll explain to you. He had his eyes
He's
closed.
the one who did it.
He's the one who did it. I'll drive you to his place.
Yeah.
And then I'm just driving Bloody Mary yeah, so what was being Queen of Scotland like? Oh, good times. Yeah.
How many did you murder?
Yeah, okay, cool. I guess she's like 300. I guess it's 301, huh? Because she's going to murder you, not me. That's what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a good joke.
I think she can just haunt me, not murder me.
No, it's murder. It's full murder, right? You're dead, dude.
I don't think Bloody Mary comes out and murders you. I think she just, shows her face and is like, ah.
She's like, you want to fuck with me? I'll fuck with you.
Yeah.
Just gives you a warning shot.
Yeah, I think you get a warning.
Just spooks you.
Like how I would have did if I got pulled over coming here. I would have got a big warning.
Okay, are we revealing to everybody that you're drunk? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Are we revealing that?
I don't know if I'm drunk. I had 4 doubles.
That's pretty. Scott walks in, and I'm just like, he smelled just like my old friend who's like an alcoholic. I was like, have you been boozing? I just caught a whiff of it. I was walking by, and then I was like, wait a sec. And
I think
stopped
that's
in my tracks.
part of that's my deodorant.
Yeah.
Which is like Captain Morgan Spice Rum that I put in my armpits and stuff.
Okay. Anyway, you should use that honey elixir from a few weeks ago. That stuff smelled delicious. Now, how about this one, Scott?
You got one?
How about this one, Scott? You ever have your friend come to you and be like, hey, don't jerk off in the shower? Friend of a friend of mine, their drain got clogged, and the plumber came over, and then he cleaned it and was like, there's just a lot of cum in here. That's why your drain's clogged. And it's really embarrassing because then the guy's mother had to go tell him to stop jerking off in the shower. So don't do it. You ever hear that one?
I've honestly never heard that.
All right,
I'm not even lying to you.
I was like a big one around my teenage years.
Really?
So I never jerked off in the shower. Or if I think I did it once or twice, and I'd be like, well, it's not enough to clog it. I'll take a 6-month break. Let these pipes clear out.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you know how thick that load is. That is just, you know, all that hair and stuff's going down there. Eventually that does clog it.
I'm such a masculine
hair's,
man.
Not liquid.
Yeah.
The way cum is technically liquid. But most of our cum is so freaking rock hard, it's like basically a solid.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So we got the Bloddy Mary. We got UFOs. That's a big topic these days, the UFOs.
UFOs, yeah. UFOs are big right now because it seems like the government revealed or said something, the U.S. government,
right,
that there was UFOs.
Wow, they're unidentified.
Did you hear about this?
Flying objects. And that's the counterpoint everybody makes. Well, obviously there's UFOs. It's unidentified flying object. So if you don't identify it, it could be something else. But it's classified as a UFO. But a UFO has now come to mean aliens as well. So it's a very confusing debate.
That's true, because UFO does not mean alien.
Yeah. So then that's what they say.
It could be a UFO in the sky where you see like a light in the sky and all these other lights and they're moving in a way that you can't describe, sort of thing, that no plane or anything would move. But that doesn't mean it's an alien. That could just be people from the future,
right,
coming back using their futuristic technology around us.
Yep.
Easily.
Right.
That's certainly possible. It doesn't
possible.
mean it's aliens.
Sure, yeah. Future people coming back. But nobody now
could be people from the past
coming forward,
and they have tech.
How would they have the tech that we don't have?
That's the thing. You don't know as much about the past as you think you do. That's the problem.
But there was something like that where it's like nobody in the past has said they've met a guy from the future, so nobody's gone back in time.
Nobody. Yeah, I guess so.
Like there's never been.
Yeah, there's never. It's not in the Bible. It's not in the textbooks.
Why do you have every time you say textbooks? I know you're setting me up for like
I'm not.
Mass publication. Can't believe what's written in. Like I know, but it's not like. Anyway.
Or as we currently understand, the textbooks don't have And then in 1708, a man from the future came to visit the past.
Right. Well, I guess like even now though, there's not like a guy showed up today and was like, "Hey, I'm from the." But I guess would anybody really believe this guy?
Well, it's like, well, where's your machine that got you here?
Yeah.
It's like, no machine. It's all digital.
But there was I forget what it was, but somebody, it was like a professor of mine at university, engineering professor, like mind you. So he was like, well, nobody said something, and so that's how you know. And it like really solved it all for me. I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, and do you have an explanation why ghosts can't exist? Because I don't want to believe in them.
Do you know anything about Bloddy Mary?
Yeah, please get that out of my head. And then here's another one. You ever hear about this? This happened to me on like school trips. You ever do overnight school trips?
Couple.
Yeah, and then everybody's like telling stories. So there's this one where there's like this guy's always sleeping next to his dog, right?
Okay.
And then a murderer comes by, and the guy hears like a noise or something. He's like, oh,
what's up?
What's going on? Yeah. And then, but he's like, oh, I don't know what it is. And then every time he's scared, he just puts his like hand down, and the dog licks his hand, so he knows everything's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, so this guy, the murderer, murders everybody in his house, but he's still checking the dog. Yeah. The dog's still licking.
So his daughter's dead, son's dead,
yeah,
wife's dead.
Let's just say, well, let's not make
he's checking his dog. Okay.
Well, let's reduce the gruesomeness and just say his friend Scott is dead.
Couple.
That way the people don't feel too bad out there. So just a guy named Scott's dead.
Yeah.
But so he's like, oh, I heard something, and Scott was screaming. That's odd, but he was drunk or something.
He talks.
He talks. Yeah, he does talk in his sleep. So he puts his hand down, gets licked, and then he keeps checking throughout the night. It's like, he's like, oh, okay, cool. But then he wakes up in the morning, and written on the mirror is "Murderers can lick too." Whoa.
Holy smokes.
Yep. Freaky.
Yikes.
That freaked me out when I was in. When did I hear that? I was in like 9th grade. That's why I can't watch horror movies. I get fucking freaked out by all this stuff. I see a I see a lot of horror trailers that I'm like, ooh, I want to know how this ends, but I don't watch the movie. I just go to the Wikipedia and I just read it to know like what went on because I'm still interested. I just don't like watching horror movies. It freaks me out. Like this Bloody Mary thing, I guarantee you, if I'm up at 3 a.m., it's going to play in my mind. And it's just going to keep going in a loop. And it's just going to freak me out.
You're going to remember that one time I said it 3 times.
It was also weird when you screamed. Like, I know you were just joking, but that freaked me out as well. Like, wasn't that crazy? Like, that was
because I, felt something grab my leg. Like, I thought you were fucking holding on to me or something.
Yeah, but like if this was a horror movie, Maddie would die first, I think. So I'm good.
Yeah.
I'd escape. You would.
And like we wouldn't notice for a long time.
Maddie would be undead for sure.
It'd be like, what's different? Nothing's changed.
No, Maddie just seems soulless like usual.
Yeah. And then I mean if you died.
What? We're just joking. Well, Scott, in this, the producers are pointing to you saying that you would die first. But in this scenario, Scott's already dead because he did the Bloody Mary thing. And then Maddie would die next. And then I think I'd be the hero that lasts and goes to the sequel.
Yeah.
No, they need a sequel. I'd be the sequel guy. Yeah. I'd get out of town. I'd murder. I'd have to kill Emily to save the day, to save the
drive over to London. You'd make it to London.
I'm the final guy. I'd make it to the finals of the horror movie. All right, whatever. Well, we'd all be dead together. We'd podcast in the sky.
Yeah.
Wasn't that crazy? How? Anyway.
That fucking murderer? What do you think about that, Jesus Christ?
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'd be complaining to Jesus so much. I'd be like, so you have all the power. And then why'd you let Africa get all crazy then? You fuck?
Then why did all of our debit cards stop working that one day?
Yeah, like, what the fuck's your problem,
dude?
What
the fuck? I gave up on you right then and there.
Yeah, you could have made life a little easier.
Yeah.
Like if you had all this power.
That's also another like.
And then I'd be like this. You don't have Spotify up here? You have no music?
I can't listen to Rogan?
Yeah. Like what's going this is heaven?
Yeah.
You don't have Netflix.
You guys basically just have bowling and fucking like we have bowling down there too.
Yeah,
like
it's not even fun.
Bowling's like all right.
Yeah. And
it's just playing cornhole all day.
I guess I'll just watch Earth.
Would you say that, religion and Jesus is an urban legend, or is that something else?
Wow, I don't think we can go that far at the moment, Scott.
I'm just asking you, like, if you think it's the same cat. It sounds like you think it's different.
Yeah, I don't know. All those things are kind of, you're really like, we're skirting a line here, Scott. I don't know. I don't know, Scott. I hope there's a heaven. Kind of like an urban legend. I just want there to be a heaven. Yeah, it's one that really
It's like one of the most,
prominent ones. Sure.
Pushed urban legends.
Yeah. Prominent. I mean, great word, Tim.
Very prominent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not like a fact or anything, so it's kind of like an urban legend.
It is tough to prove. But that's why it's faith. I guess, yeah.
I guess evolution's a theory, so that's like an urban legend.
That is what's funny about these is like, you'd be like, oh, this guy believes in conspiracy theories. And it's just like, yeah, but, half the world believes in a religion. So
which is like a conspiracy theory to an extent.
A little bit, yeah. It's just odd what people laugh at.
Yeah.
Like these Scientologists.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Matrix and
it's
stuff.
all crazy. But anyway, any other urban legends?
Off the top of my head, absolutely
That's
not.
the list I wrote. So clearly I've read all the things I wrote.
I figured maybe you had some of my thoughts on there or something. Take some into consideration.
Anyway, legend has it you don't do your laundry, and this shirt has never been washed.
Maybe.
Hey, let me ask you a quick question. Do my little jabs hurt your feelings ever? Because we were talking about that before, and Emily, the protector of all, seems to think that deep down inside, it gets to you slightly. Like it just chips away at your soul until one day you'll explode and be like, remember when I said Bloody Mary? I'm Bloody Mary. Yeah. And you're gonna like, is that?
I might have like a fuse, and like everybody has a fuse.
Yeah.
And like my fuse just might be like a mile long. That's the thing. And then once the dynamite or the TNT, once the fuse reaches the TNT, it's like an explosion. That could be true,
right?
But my fuse, I think, is almost like 100 miles long.
Yeah.
So you got like a lot of work to like.
Well,
because I don't think it bugs me,
Yeah, but it might.
But maybe subconsciously, I'm like, it ticks away at my fuse.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, and everybody has knives. That's the thing is like, yeah, there's all these gun control stuff.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I know where,
meant,
Williams Kitchen Supply is.
I thought you meant like metaphorical knives.
No, I mean
slowly
like,
chip away at your fuse, but you meant you have actual knives.
no, I mean everybody has physical knives.
Yeah, and you're ready to use them, and you know where Williams Kitchen Supply is.
No.
So you're saying you don't own knives?
No, my fuse is really, really long.
But I've seen you now we're getting a little off topic, but I've seen you lately get a little like, fuck that guy. Like
I did have to have 4 doubles before coming here today. And was that to keep my composure so I didn't snap if you like made a inconsiderate comment? Like, I don't know. Like subconsciously, maybe like it is. I can't say what my subconscious thinks.
Right.
That's
why it's sub.
That's why it's in the sub. Like so.
Right.
I can only tell you about my conscience.
Yes, I got it.
And I don't think your jabs bother me. That could be an urban legend, though. I could be making that up.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
And deep down, murderers can lick, too.
All right, you want to tell the snake one?
Yeah, so we heard this one. Okay, we heard this one about a snake. A lady has a pet snake. Can you believe this? People have pet snakes.
I cannot believe people have pet snakes. But then you told me
Let's say we don't know how big it is.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
But remember you told me about the time you went over to... Like, you met a woman on Bumble, and she had, like, 20 snakes in
She
drawers.
had a lot.
I would have been like, this is fucking weird.
It was freaky when they're getting pulled out of drawers.
Yeah, it's like, here's my... it's like socks. I don't know where...
Yeah, like, here's my bottom drawer. That's the big boy.
Don't go in there. Yeah, you're, like, looking for, like, a condom or something. No, in that drawer.
That's the snake drawer.
That's the snake drawer. Next drawer.
Next drawer.
Where do you keep the spoons?
No, that's my snake drawer.
Yeah.
So we heard of this lady has a snake.
Yeah.
And let's say we don't know how big it was. So let's say it was like 4 feet big.
Right. Well, it's growing.
Not small, not huge.
But it's getting bigger and bigger.
It's a decent sized snake.
And it would always
sleep in a coil.
A coil next
That's
to
how
it.
snakes naturally sleep.
Is it? I don't even know.
That's what I heard. Urban legend.
Or
then one day,
more of a natural legend.
One day, the snake starts sleeping in a straight line.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, maybe my snake has tuberculosis. Maybe he has the flu.
Maybe he's into geometry all of a sudden.
Maybe he's into geometry. He wants to be a straight line.
Yeah. And who are us to say you're a circle snake, you're a straight line snake? I'm just like, just be you. I'll accept you.
Just be you.
Yeah. But
and this was during Gay Pride Month. So she was extra like, just be you.
Yeah, she didn't
just
want to
be you. So she takes it to the vet.
Yeah, thinking it's sick or gay.
Yeah. So, and then the vet says to her, she says, no, the snake is going in a straight line, not because of its love of geometry, but because it's sizing you up.
To eat you.
To eat you.
Yeah. And then first of all, if I was that owner, I'd be like, fuck that snake then. I would just murder it. Like, that wouldn't even be like a scary thing. That's why I don't believe this urban legend. Because it's just like, it's such an inconsequential thing. I'd just be like, great. Well, guess what? I'm swinging this snake above my head and smashing it.
Yeah, because you don't think there's like consequences to getting eaten by a snake or anything.
Well, how big is this snake? We just said it was 4 feet.
Okay, well, for the urban legend, it's 10 feet.
Okay.
Hey, are you happy now?
Who's living in a house with a 10-foot snake? That's
this
insane.
fucking girl I went to Bumble with.
She had a 10-foot snake?
Well,
she did that night, am I right? All right, so now here's the first urban legend prepared by Maddie. She wrote some shit on a piece of paper. Barely did any work, apparently, according to some people. Was Muffin Man's song a warning to kids about 16th century serial killers? Okay. Now, don't answer yet. Here's some background information.
Okay.
Frederick Thomas Linwood, a baker, reportedly lured children to their death by dangling muffins from a string. The children's song was made to warn small children and to help small children identify his M.O. That might stand for momentous operandi. so that they can report him to authorities. He was England's first known serial killer, killing 15 children and 7 rival pastry chefs.
Wow.
How did he fucking kill the pastry? It's not like he dangled muffins in front of them.
You had me until the pastry.
Yeah,
chefs.
that's a little odd.
I could, right? Maybe I'm gullible.
But like the thing is, if they knew it was a muffin man, all I'm saying, there's a few things. All right, a few things. One, if they knew it was the muffin man, how many fucking muffin mans do you know? You know, it's like, oh, that's the muffin man. It's not like muffin men. It's
Yeah.
like the muffin man. We
Yeah.
know who he is. He lives on Drury Lane.
But not every pastry chef is a muffin man.
I know, but he murdered the pastry. He's like, this is a muffin city. This isn't a donut city. Get the fuck, get out of town. I run this town. It's like a mob hit. And then the other thing that caught my eye here, Scott, really quick, the string. He's just dangling string. They didn't even have like 2-story buildings.
So yeah,
like
where is
dangle-
this?
And then did they even have string back then? It was more like big rope.
Yeah,
You can't.
they didn't get it down to string until
yeah,
later.
It must have been like a box of muffins.
But here's the so do you know the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin?
Muffin
That was
Man.
like Bloody Mary right there. Fuck me.
Careful now.
Careful on that one.
I don't want that guy showing up.
That was spooky.
You know, if I wake up smelling muffins tonight, Scott, I'm gonna be, hey, you know who enjoys muffins? My friend Scott. Come on. No, Bloody Mary, you're in the back.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
this
Who
cast-
lives on Cherry Lane? So
Is
let's
it
assume.
Cherry? I thought it was Drury.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh.
Drury.
Well, I guess there are 2 muffin mans in town. Little did I know. There's one on Cherry Lane,
And
one on Drury
then
Lane.
the rest of the words are all a blur.
Yeah.
So,
Because it's not a very good song.
But at the moment, I have no problem
And-
believing this.
And that's the thing about children's songs is they're so shit we don't even remember them. So like I'd be like, well, could you sing it to the melody of Born to Run? Then maybe I'd have a chance of fucking figuring this guy out. you
Yeah,
know?
they're all hot cross buns.
Yeah, it's like I
over
don't want to
here.
listen to this song. I'm not even listening to this. I don't know the lyrics. So Scott, you're going with True on this one.
I mean, the only thing I have a problem with is that he was England's first known serial killer. I feel like there was some more before that.
Well, who's that one guy? The
Everything else I'm on board
Jack
with.
the Ripper, but he was in the 18th century,
So yeah, I'm saying T for true.
or I guess 19th century. 16th is the 1500s. This is so
Quit
early.
being a pussy and tell me if it's true or false.
I'm saying false. It's very false. Maddie?
What's the verdict? Give it to me straight, Doc.
It's false.
Yeah!
Okay.
Woo!
Mark it down though.
All right.
1-0. It's all right. I want to just get on to the next one right away. Forget this first one even happened. If they're all false, I'm gonna be
You
pissed.
know, yeah, you just gotta put. Watch them be that. That's such a trick Maddie would pull on us.
That would be a decent trick.
All right, you read one. You read
Okay.
one.
Here's the headline.
This is such a good bit. We should have been doing this the whole time. Why did you let us talk
hey,
about
let
snakes?
me ask you this: did NASA spend over $165 million on space pens while Russia used pencils?
Right.
Let me give you some background.
How much money?
$165 million
That sounds excessive on
space
pen.
pens. That
Does that
does seem like a lot.
Does that include the research that went into the space pen?
I mean, if you take a normal pen up to space, is it exploding within an instant here?
I think the problem is it's gravity fed the ink.
Okay, well, when NASA started sending astronauts into space, they quickly discovered that ballpoint pens would not work in zero gravity. Okay, sounds
That
like you're an
checks out.
engineer
That
here.
checks out.
To combat this problem, Congress, bunch of bums, approved a program and NASA scientists spent a decade and over $165 million developing a pen that writes in zero gravity, upside down, and almost on any surface, and at temperatures ranging from freezing to over 300 degrees Celsius.
Why would anybody be writing at 300 degrees Celsius?
Here's what the Russians did to combat this problem with ink.
Yeah.
The Russians used pencil.
I like how you read it like that. That was some good comedic little thing there. Also, the way you read, I was like, he's missing lines because you held your finger like 8
At the-
paragraphs down. I don't even know how you're
Yeah.
doing that. That's weird. That was really odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the $165 million seems excessive because they would have gone to space in the 60s.
Yeah.
So
So it was more
that
money back
seems-
then.
Yeah, that would have been like $1 billion on pens. Now, I do know they had a space pen because of that Seinfeld episode, Writes Upside Down.
So they did have a space pen.
There was a space pen.
There is a space pen.
Yeah,
So now the question is, did they use 165 million and did Russia just use pencil?
Yeah, and the other thing that, like, freezing makes sense because we've all been in freezing, but 300 degrees C, that's 200 degrees Celsius over boiling.
But here's the problem, though, is that in the spacecraft, it's not 300 C.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Okay.
200 degrees Celsius over boiling.
Yes.
So, like, if you're sitting in there with your pen, you're not really writing that.
You're
You know,
dying.
you're like, let me make a note of how we're dying.
Yeah.
Ow, my pen. Like, you burn your hands.
I mean, for me, this is me. Based
Yeah.
on the fact that you said in a Seinfeld episode they mentioned space pen at least once,
Yeah, because he got given the space pen.
I'm leading towards true.
Okay. I'm going to go with false on this one. Just the numbers don't make sense. The 165 million, the 300 degrees
Here's
C.
the thing, though. Even that 165 million, that could be the number on paper. That could have been funneled out to, the Epstein Island or something like that.
That is true. Good
So
point
you never
there,
know
Scott.
where that money went.
And I don't think this pen wouldn't write on paper at 300 degrees C. Burn that paper.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I'm down to
I believe. I don't actually
I'm
know
down
for
to hear
sure.
the truth.
Does paper burn at, like...
I believe paper spontaneously combusts at 180 degrees Celsius or around there.
Oh, wow.
They probably had
Checks
special
out.
paper.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
not
like,
even worried about
But
that.
our space
I'm
pen,
not worried
we
about
gotta
that.
work on paper. Maybe some of that million went to the paper as well. All right, are we ready? Our
Yeah.
answer's in. So you're locked in with
T.
true
T.
for true, or
Yep.
for Tim.
True.
Okay, and I'm
T.
going false. Maddie, I feel like you're gonna give me bad news here.
It's false.
Yeah.
Fucking game.
They did create a pen that could work in
It was
zero
on
gravity.
Seinfeld.
A guy named Paul C. Fisher made it. A personal commitment to create a pen that would work in zero gravity. He spent over $1 million and 10 years developing the pressurized ink cartridge. And NASA bought 400 pens at $2.95 in 1967.
So it's the dollar
Wow.
amount that
400. Wow, you really got. That's like when you see a flop at the box office. Budget $1 million, revenue $800.
They also used pencils as well, so for them to be like, Russia used pencils, they're like, we did too.
Right.
Fuck, that felt like a little
Wow.
wraparound on that urban
Yeah,
legend.
you gotta
It felt true when she said it.
Like,
It felt all
did,
true.
The way she looked at us,
Yeah,
as if we were idiots.
and then a lot of it
But
was
that's-
true. Just the
thing
numbers
is,
were.
you got to
fudged.
remember, Maddie naturally thinks we're idiots.
Yes,
So you can't read into her looks.
that's true.
All right, here's one. Here's another one coming at you. This also is so much fun. I would just do a podcast on this every week. All right. You should not take a shower during a lightning storm. Never even heard this one.
Okay.
Would have been good to know. A bolt of lightning that hits a house or building, even one that is protected against severe weather, can travel through plumbing into metal pipes and shock anyone who comes into contact with a faucet or appliance.
If this one's true, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I gotta say this is false.
All right. Well, here's what I'm thinking, Scott. Now, every piece of plumbing drain is vented where to the top, like to the roof. So you can get through the drain. Now, the problem is a faucet that doesn't go up to the roof. It comes like from the bottom.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know this faucet, but I don't know if I'm looking too much into it. But I feel like it could go through the drain. Like it could get to you through the drain if it hits the top of your house. Because like there's pipes that get vented
yeah.
so it flows.
So if you
down
take the
drain.
shower though, it's not like the water's coming out electrified or anything.
But I guess you're standing in the water and that's kind of touching the drain. Maybe if you touch the drain pipe.
Yeah.
It's probably more prevalent in old houses as everything else now is like PVC or whatever.
Yeah, plastic and
But I'm gonna go with this was a true one. I don't know. That's how I'm feeling on this one. Don't let Scott needs to reason this out.
I mean, it might have been true back when everything was made of metal and stuff. But
It's tough.
I go with my gut on false.
All right. So we're different each time here. Any other thoughts on this one before we turn it over to Maddie? I'm going with true.
Just give it to me straight, Doc.
Yeah.
It's true.
Oh my God, this fucking game.
Man, I am so good at this game.
Apparently, it's estimated that 10 to 20 people in the U.S. are shocked annually while bathing, using faucets, or handling appliances during storms.
Boom.
Because
Really?
the lightning can hit the ground and it creates a ground surge, and that can touch things that it shouldn't touch.
Well, it could also go through the vent pipe, like somebody said. Maddie, why don't you just go with what I said to make me feel good? So I got it falsely, though. I went through false means to get
Doesn't
to the
really
right
matter
answer.
how you got it.
I feel like my explanation is awesome, though, and I should get points for that. Should I give myself
Hey,
a bonus
I'm
point?
reading the next one, bud.
Oh.
Oh, well, give yourself the appropriate point.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Wait, let's just do a recap of the score really quick so nobody forgets.
It might be 3-0 for me or you. I forget
well,
who.
let me just Tim. 1, 2, 3, and now Scott. Nothing.
Hey, we got a lot more to get back
There
on
is a
here.
lot more to
I'm
go.
feeling good about this next one. Okay, you know Phil Collins, eh?
Yeah.
Not from Trailer Park Boys, the singer.
The drummer, then singer,
Yes.
right?
Says here, Phil
I'm just trying to show off my knowledge of things. I'm being kind of a dick.
You're condescending.
This is one of those things where I'll think about it later and be like, "Oh, Tim, why'd you act that way?"
And guess what? My
Ugh.
fuse got this much shorter
when
when you said that.
Just when you did that movement, your hair moved like an angry guy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Try me, bud. Try me.
Like I said.
Well, no, like if you looked like that, I wouldn't be that scared.
All right. You know, Phil Collins, it says here, wrote In the Air Tonight. You know that one. Bum, 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 bum. About a drowning at a Caribbean resort Collins witnessed.
Ooh.
Here's the paragraph.
Yeah, that's a big paragraph. Are you sure you can read that?
I can read this. It's going to be good, though. The singer was on a beach at night, okay, when he noticed a man far out in the sea drowning. Very common.
Yep.
But was too drunk and stoned to go help. I know what that's all about, right? He was relieved to see a speedboat coming towards the man, but soon dismayed to see the men in the boat refuse to help the drowning man.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. Maybe it was a racism thing. We don't know this. Luckily, Collins got his revenge a few months later. You know, his revenge for seeing a guy drown. So he's got to take revenge
Right.
on something that basically had no effect on him. You know what I
Right.
mean?
In fact, it made him millions upon millions of
Yeah.
dollars.
Got his revenge much later. After the song came out, when he saw the men from the boat at one of his concerts, Collins stopped the show and shines a spotlight on the man and chastises him in front of the crowd. So he sees this man drowning way out in the sea.
Yeah.
And he sees the speedboat coming, but he obviously can recognize the man by face.
And he's so drunk and,
And,
high.
and
he
he's so
can't do
drunk
anything
and stoned that but he sees him.
Right.
He knows it's him.
Yeah.
Chastises him. Hip-hop artist Eminem. Luckily, he's there, you know.
Yeah.
He references the story on the Marshall Mathers LP song Stan in 2002. You know the song by Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight, about the guy who could have saved the other guy from drowning but didn't, then Phil saw it and then found Matt to show? That's where it ends, right there.
I didn't know that was a line in the song.
It was.
But it does sound like it could be.
I'm telling you right now what I think.
All right.
And it's based on something I saw on the internet years ago.
Right.
And that this is false.
Yeah. And now I also think, like, there's a lot of things in here. I would point to the fact that he was so drunk and high. Like, and then also that he just blames the man, but he could have done something. Like,
yeah. Like
he remembered the events. Like, you could still be like, there's a man drowning out there.
And
like,
instead of like going
like, you're pretty drunk right now. You could call for help.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, if I was drowning, you'd be like, well, I still got some to my fuse.
Yeah,
I'll
I'd say, you know what? Hey, I'll wave my arm around or something.
Yeah.
Like,
And then the fact that he was able to recognize the man's face in a speedboat seems odd. Like,
yeah, that
it's
one,
not blurred at all. Maybe he was so drunk and high, the blur of the speedboat and the blur of his alcoholism combined to like sort the
make a
man's face
perfect
out.
vision.
Yeah, like when you put on 3D glasses and it's just all of a sudden something.
yeah,
Maybe that was it.
maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, Scott. So you're going with?
I'm going F.
I'm going F as well.
Is
Oh,
it-
and then also that he then spotted the man at a concert of his, like 20 years later. That seems suspicious, and was able to pick him out in the crowd. He's like, oh, that speedboat face, and then this face.
If you say T,
I say
Go-
false.
go for it.
Go for it.
It's false.
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Eminem did reference it in his song Stan, but it's not true.
Oh,
So
let's
this
do a
song was, or this myth was widely talked about during the time,
Right.
to be true, and a lot of people did think it was true, but it's not true. The whole song and the album the song was on was written about his ex-wife.
There you go.
There's something coming in the air tonight.
Divorce papers. Let's get on to our next one here. You got the next one? Let's keep it rolling.
All right. New York City has alligators living in the sewers.
Yeah, I'm suspicious already.
I don't know, Scott. Why don't you listen to this explanation, though, before you jump to conclusions?
Yeah, I'm going to close my eyes and try and
Keep
picture
your
it.
mind open.
It's open.
They got there when people brought back baby alligators from vacations in Florida as souvenirs and flushed them down the toilets, dumped them down the sewer drains when they got too big.
Yeah.
Alligators have roamed the murky waters of city sewers, dining on the city's rats. Whoa, that
Yummy.
explains something. Ever since. There have been some famously recorded sightings in 1932, 1935, 1959, and as recently as August 23rd, 2010. Okay.
The dates make me trust it a little more. No, the
Suspicious.
dates make me trust it a little more. Where it's like, oh, it's got some dates attached to it.
But 1932?
I mean, that doesn't really
seems,
bother me.
I don't know. Was tourism big back then, going down to Florida?
Yeah, were they going down to Florida, flushing
But I
alligators?
could see that being a logical thing to do, I guess, in that time period when you're just like, yeah, I got a baby alligator.
Yeah, as a souvenir.
Yeah.
That does
That
seem like...
makes, that's kind of an old-timey type thing. People still do it now.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, that could happen.
The one thing that bugs me about it is that, you know, they would flush it down the toilet once it got too big.
Right. But how
you know,
big is
big
too
things
big?
that don't really go down the toilet that well.
That's true. That is suspicious.
Like once they get too big, you know, it clogs the toilet. And then you got a plunger going down an alligator's head.
But this sewer drain one, sewer drains, you just shove it in like a sewer. You know, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
if you like took the
it
manhole
in
cover
there.
off.
But you think they'd throw it in a river or something?
I'm going to sell this right now. F.
I don't know. I kind of want to go true on this one.
Hey, you do what your gut tells
Wait,
you.
I want to.
I wanted to go true when you said dates because that sounds legitimate.
Does seem legitimate, but I feel like I would have heard about the August 23rd, 2010 one.
Maybe. You were a little too young back then to remember that. You probably don't have memories from back then.
I'm trying to decide. The thing is that now I feel like like I do when I play poker. I'm like, I'm in a tough spot here. I gotta make a decision.
Call or
right?
fold.
Yeah. All
And
right.
me, I'm folding. F.
F.
False.
Yeah. Oh man, do I keep the perfect streak alive? See, I want to do a hero call and say true because you said said
it's
false.
like a hero call saying true.
Uh,
Come on, don't be a pussy. Say it's true.
I'm gonna go false.
You're a pussy, man.
True. I'm going true. Not going false. I'm saying false.
Wait, make up your mind first.
I'm going false.
It is false.
Yeah.
I wanted you to
Phew.
fucking go true.
Phew. All right, Maddie, what's the explanation on this one?
Alligators have been allegedly spotted several times throughout the decades. So in 1932, 2 boys brought a dead 3-foot alligator to the Bronx River Parkway police, confirming at least 3 more alligators alive in the river. A hunting expedition ultimately found no traces of alligators, though. In 1935, the New York Times reported an alligator showing up in the sewers near Harlem. There's no photos from that time, though. 1959.
Sounds kind of true, though.
Yeah, we're leaning towards
True.
true here with this explanation.
Based on your explanation, sounds a little true.
In 1959, Robert Daly wrote a book called The World Beneath the City, a nonfiction book.
Robert Daly, good guy.
Nonfiction means true.
The New York City Superintendent of Sewers, Teddy May, said that he heard rumors of alligators congregating from his employees, yet he suspected these to be legends. However, one night on a search for these creatures, he detected alligators serenely paddling in a colony that appeared to have settled contently under the very streets of the busiest city in the world. Rat
Wait,
poison.
I
So
don't
it is
think Maddie
true.
doesn't know the difference between true and false right
yeah,
now.
Maddie's stupid, not us.
Rat poison and rifles were supposedly used on these alligator hunts, although there is little evidence to back up May's claims. And as recently as August 23rd, 2010,
Sounds true.
witnesses in Queens reported seeing an 18-inch alligator. The mystery was resolved when it was reported that the alligator had fallen from a ship and dragged itself from the East River to residence. But I think it's just the Teddy May one, they're like, is not true. He's lying about that. But the other ones are like, they just kind of like somehow
up.
got there, but they're not. There's no alligators actually.
So
living
they
on
weren't
the
flush.
This is like the expert version of fucking urban myths right now. We're playing this game on hard because it's like
Yeah.
a lot of clues.
I mean, if I picked true,
I
just
would have
now
been pissed.
and
Honestly,
you said
if I picked
false,
true, I would have lost
I
my
would
mind.
I would have
This
punched
table,
her in the, I would have punched her in the face.
Oh,
or
and I would have
something,
held
like,
her.
yeah.
I would have held her.
Like a hug, or
Well, yeah, maybe I would have comforted her. I'd be like, "Don't worry about Scott. He has
it's
a
okay. You don't know the
Yeah.
difference between true and false. It's okay.
Yeah,
But all these rumors,
he has a
that's-
long fuse.
that's
Just-
a little
yeah,
too
you were
many
just the one.
rumors to be
Yeah,
false.
that is a lot of rumors.
And just because there's no evidence of it doesn't mean it's false.
yeah. Well, Maddie.
Hey,
that's-
same
wow,
same with like a
There's
ton of
zero
stuff, like my bank
evidence
account.
of it
Yeah.
ever happening. The Teddy Mays version, there's zero evidence at all.
I'd say
Why
the
would
There
only,
would be
the only
something.
thing false about it is basically them getting flushed.
But then the alligator thing. It
Everything
makes
else
sense.
adds up.
it's not.
Yeah, so like
Okay, then you
honestly,
guys
though,
can take your
we're
points
taking
off.
The points. We're taking. If you said true, I would have given you the point.
Yeah,
But you didn't. You said false.
Hey,
so
I'm reading
still
the
giving-
next one,
Oh, I
bud.
like reading.
we're going
It's
back and
so much
forth.
fun.
But
Okay, all right, Maddie. There's no more of these close call ones, right? It's like either clear cut or not. Right?
here's one for you.
All
This
right.
one's gonna be
Okay.
clear cut.
I hope
Clear as
so.
day.
I don't want
Shakespeare invented the name
Jessica.
Jessica. Here's the background.
I read it off the page. I didn't know that.
No shit.
Well, they looked at each other.
The name was first found in Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice. Jessica is the name of Shylock's daughter. Jessica was the top name of baby girls during the 1980s and 1990s, resigning supreme as the #1 girl's name from 1985 to 1990, and from 1992 to 1995.
Ooh, the comeback.
You know what? I'm going with my gut right away. Gut feeling, false.
Gut feeling false.
I mean, we got a lot of falses. Maybe we just had a lot of falses in a
Jessica.
row. I mean, Shakespeare, sure, he's a good fucking writer and everything. To invent a name, that's basically impossible.
Here's what I'm thinking, though. It's the Merchant of Venice.
Venice.
Jessica ends in an A, similar to Italian words. Shakespeare probably didn't speak Italian,
Okay.
so he just probably came up with some Italian-sounding names.
So you think you might have just made this one up?
Yeah. Like, I could make up an Italian name right now. Arminio.
That's probably a real name.
I don't think it is. I just made it up. What did you say? What?
She said it's just a country with EO at the end.
Yeah. Well, I made up the
Right.
name. Well, there was the country of Jess back in the day.
Is that true?
I don't know. Guess.
That's
I'll
an
mark you
urban
down.
legend.
I'll
That's-
mark
I'm
you
gonna
down.
say that's true.
That is false. No point for you. No point for you. Okay, I'm going with true on this one, Scott.
You
Because
know
of what
what?
I
I
just
honestly think
described.
you're gonna get the point, and I'm not. But I'm sticking with false. I gotta catch up.
Give it to me, Maddie.
It's true.
Yeah! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm an expert. Woo!
You got a little explanation, or do you?
Yeah, give us the explanation.
It's believed that Shakespeare created this name by anglicizing the spelling of the biblical name Iska, which means vision or sight in Hebrew.
Boom.
I was.
That's what I
thinking-
said.
I was literally thinking that.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thinking, fuck.
Who?
there
What
am
was
I-
the #1 name in '91? This is like the Bulls run here. Where like, did Michael Jordan retire for a year?
We'll find out.
Ooh, what? Guess what you think it was?
#1 name, fucking probably.
For 5 points, if you get it,
Fuck.
that would bring you right back into the game. You'd be
For
in the
5
lead.
points, if I can guess the #1 name
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess. I'm leaning towards Ashley or Brittany,
That's what I was leaning towards.
and I just want to like.
I'm gonna take the opposite of what you take. So it's your pick. I think
Fuck.
can I just go with what I think it is?
Ugh.
Can I get first dips? You want?
Fine.
I think it's Brittany.
I'll take Ashley then.
It was Ashley.
No! 5 points for Scott.
But
go.
Brittany was in the top 3.
Oh,
Let's go.
Okay, Scott.
Let's go. Mark
Wow.
it. Mark it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're in the lead. You're in the lead.
Momentum swing.
Yeah. Darn.
Move on, man.
All
I want to
right,
get to
all
the
right.
next one.
Yeah, now we're having fun here. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way galaxy. With more than 3 trillion trees on Earth, which outnumber the 100 to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy, this claim has its origins in a September 2015 paper published in the scientific journal Nature, titled Mapping Tree Density at a Global Scale, which provided an estimate for the number of trees on Earth of 3.04 trillion. Wow.
So we're just talking the Milky Way galaxy.
The Milky Way, yeah. So that helps.
Narrow it down a little bit.
Yeah. Which outnumbered the 100 to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy. 3.04 trillion.
So we got.
Where did they get the 0.04? You think you'd just be like, well, it's already 3 trillion.
So we got a roughly 100 to 400 billion stars versus roughly 3 trillion trees.
3 trillion is a big number.
Trillion.
So there's 8 billion people on Earth.
I'm starting to question the trillion, actually.
Yeah, like how
That
many?
seems like a little too.
Little
I could see
big.
this one being false, but then Maddie says like it's actually 2.9 trillion.
Yeah, like just being like, it's actually 3.03 trillion.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That worries me a little bit right now.
The Maddie tricks.
But 100 to 100, 3 trillion trees. I've been camping in Algonquin. There's a lot of trees.
There's a lot of trees, and I have a few in my yard, so I'm covered. I got at least 3.
I got like 3 as well.
So you got to think there's 8 billion people. Everybody probably has 3 trees in their yard. So
Yeah.
3 times 8 billion.
I mean, that only takes us
Just
to
like-
what, 64 billion?
No, 24 billion. 3 times 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go 64 billion to play safe. But then we have all those trees that are not on people's property.
You're right. We got to think about those.
Those are.
And also, I bet Maddie goes like, well, blades of grass are technically trees. So
What about stumps?
Just
Counting stumps.
we
Fuck,
count-
man.
yeah.
It's hard to pick one. I don't want to give my lead away here. You pick first. I've been picking first every time here.
I'm going to pick true.
Okay.
The trillion, though,
Trillion scares me.
honestly, if you get us on trillion, like what? Let me see.
You know what,
Are
I'm
we just
gonna go
debating
I'm
the
gonna
black
go-
Part? Is
I'm
it
gonna-
just the one in bold? That's the one. More trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way galaxy, or do we have to have everything correct in your?
I'm going true. I'm going true. I'm going true.
Okay, none of these are tricky. I'm not trying to trick you.
Maddie, you're
None of them are
trying to trick
tricks.
us so you feel
I
smarter
mean,
than
that
us.
alligator one, you were tricking
Yeah, the
us.
alligator one was bullshit, dude.
We're both
That
true.
was
We're
bullshit.
both true. What's
Yeah,
the-
Scott, you can't play the game like this where you just pick the same thing as me the rest of the way to
I
win.
wasn't.
Okay.
I'll pick first. How about the leader picks first?
All right,
Whoever's in the lead.
Yeah, fine.
But you kind of already picked true.
I'm going to pick true.
And I'm picking true as well.
All
I'm
right.
going true.
It's true.
Yeah!
That's right.
Wow. Some of us have a perfect streak and some of us have the lead. Seems a little unfair, life.
I'll pick first the next one. You can catch up. You can catch up.
Yeah.
Here's one we've all heard. Is Walt Disney frozen? Or actually,
okay.
how this is phrased, it says was.
was Walt
So
Disney
maybe
frozen?
was. I don't want to trick anybody
Yeah.
here.
Actually,
Was
your
Walt Disney
preposition
frozen?
is incorrect. Grammatically incorrect.
So it says Disney arranged to have himself frozen in cryonic chamber full of liquid nitrogen upon his death. Claims about Disney's interest come primarily from 2 more recent Disney biographies. Leonard Mosley's 1986 effort Disney World and Mark Elliott's 1993 entry Disney World, Hollywood's Dark Prince. So this guy here, he wrote an effort. Leonard Mosley, his 1986 effort. That's what he wrote, called Disney World. And then this other guy, I don't want to trick you, he wrote an entry.
Right.
Mark Elliott's 1993 entry. So just so you know, this isn't a book.
Wait, just like being this close, like you reek of booze. Like I gotta back up a little. Like I just freshened my breath. And like you just reek
I
of,
must
like,
have just swigged some Listerine.
Yeah, that's what it
and
smells
accidentally swallowed like half of it.
Yeah.
About 4 doubles worth. Whatever that is. This one's gotta be F.
We gotta go for a walk or something after this. You can't drive.
Yeah.
Are you feeling okay?
I might puke right
Are
now.
you actually? Because I'd be puking. I gotta read this again because I was thinking of other things. You know,
You're thinking about my smell.
No, I was thinking of all the stresses in my life as you were reading it, and I just kind of got trailed off of my own head. So let me just. Disney arranged to have himself frozen in a cryonic chamber full of liquid nitrogen upon his death. Claims about Disney's interest come primarily from 2 more recent Disney biographies. Okay, Leonard Mosley, that's who you were going out. His 1986 effort.
His effort.
Like, what does that even mean, his effort? It never got published? So
Oh, there
who
you
read
go.
it then? Like, his friend?
Few people.
These are both published books.
Oh, they're published.
They're published biographies.
Now, I didn't want to spend too much on this one.
Yeah.
F.
I'm going true.
You're really going true on
Well,
this.
it makes sense. Like a rich guy. It seems like a rich guy thing to do.
I guess you don't want to
It says
catch
he
up.
arranged to have himself. Are we going off if he was arranged or if he was actually frozen? This is a Maddie trick.
That's up to you.
I'm going.
True.
If it's about the arranged, I'm going to be a little ticked. But I'm going F.
All right.
It's false.
No, the perfect streak dies.
He was cremated.
There you go.
Maddie, edit that out.
That's like the opposite of being frozen.
I liked being Mr. Perfect.
You are Mr. Perfect, man. You are.
We were going to start calling me Mr. Perfect.
Yes, and I still will all the time.
All right. Was Aretha Franklin's voice declared a natural resource in Michigan? Singer Aretha Franklin's voice was declared a natural resource by the state of Michigan's Department of Natural Resources in 1985. The declaration was part of a celebration paying tribute to her career, which at the time had been going strong for more than 2 decades.
That's it, eh? So I'm pretty gut instinct. That's true.
That is also my gut instinct. It just seems like they would do a nice thing like that.
Yeah. And it's like, what does it cost them? You know, I mean, it's not like if she
give her a plaque, like a $20 plaque, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, here you go, Aretha.
Yeah, there's nothing really to lose in the situation.
I'm sure the natural resource people didn't want to do it, but somebody was like, come on, natural resource.
Come on,
get
man.
it.
She
Get
might-
it. She's naturally from Michigan. Get it. Just
Yeah.
play along for the love of God. Yeah, I get it. You're a weirdo that lives in the forest, but come on.
And everybody else from Michigan, it's all Motown. It's all a group of people.
Wow, Aretha Franklin was in Motown.
Well, yeah, I know, but everybody else in Motown, it's like a big group of people, like the Temptations or
Smokey Robinson.
yeah.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All those
I guess,
groups.
yeah, never mind. I'm going true, though.
Yeah, I'm also going true on this one. Maddie, you want to hit us with the good news?
It's true.
Woo! The perfect streak continues because Maddie edited out the last one.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Perfect at it again.
I'm going right away to the next one.
Yeah, no problem, Scott.
Right away.
No problem, Scott.
My favorite topic on this one.
All right.
Were tampons. That's not even my favorite topic. Once soaked in opium.
Ooh, baby.
2 of my favorite things.
Tampons and opium?
Pawns
Or soaking in opium?
Soaking.
Yeah, you're big soak.
Tampons.
You love a
and
soaked
tampons and soaking.
Hey, after a rough
Opium,
day,
I'm good.
after a rough day at work and 4 doubles with the boys, I like to go home and sit in my soaking tub.
Yeah. Take a bath.
What?
Here,
What?
let me
wait.
read
We're getting a little chatter from the back here.
I'm not sure if you guys know this, but soaking is when you put your penis into a vagina and then just sit there.
Like Mormons.
That's called soaking.
But we're
That's
referring
called
to soaking.
soaking.
Listen, Emily, we run a family show here, okay? Like we're talking about soaking tubs.
Now I'm thinking I actually really do like soaking. Actually.
Why wouldn't you like having sex? Like why would you like?
You
soaking?
are having sex while soaking.
No,
Your penis
it's a
is in the
loophole.
vagina.
It's a loophole.
No.
All right, let's keep moving here.
Hey.
Read the paragraph.
Pond's manufactured medicated tampons sold in the 1900s, which contained opium. Doctors occasionally advised the use of tampons soaked in opium.
That's horrible grammar, by the way.
To treat menstrual pain. A 1907 advertisement which promoted Pond's tampons described them as a perfect method of local medication in the gynecological work. And as a means of applying local treatment in gonorrhea, endometrius,
That's a tough one.
and
I'll give you that.
cervicitis.
I can't do that one either.
What was the other one, though?
So I started laughing at you when you said gynecological. It's gynecological. But then the fact that these three words are also too difficult for me makes me think that, like, you know, so I was inappropriate.
You gave me a break.
Yeah, I got to give you a break on that one. Go ahead, Emily.
So it was gynecological work,
I said that right.
gonorrhea, endometriitis, and cervicitis.
Cervicitis.
This reminds me.
I think I had cervicitis.
So really quickly, this might be a little off topic, but I was doing like a door. I was designing a automotive door. Sorry. And then part of the side impact regulations, you have to make sure the acetabulum doesn't break, and the other hip bone, which is like the planicentum or something like that. So every time in a meeting, no one knew how to pronounce these words. So we're just like the acetabulum impact force improved.
That is funny.
Yeah. And then we just never, apparently it wasn't. Okay. Yeah. So what do you think, Scott? The opium,
True.
1900s opium,
True.
that seems correct.
That's true.
Soaked in opium to treat menstrual pain. That does seem something logical. You'd probably forget your menstrual pain if you had a tampon when soaked in opium shoved
Hey,
up there.
give us to her straight, Doc.
What, is opium liquid? Scott, you're the drug expert?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm
Sure,
going to go
sure.
true. True.
It's true.
Woo! The perfect streak continues.
Buzzinga.
Buzzinga.
Go ahead. Read the next one, bud.
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect. I'm sorry about that.
Thank you. One more. We got one more. 3 minutes here before we're up on the break.
Try and sneak in two. Is there just one
this
more?
This is the last one.
There we go.
Oh,
There
my
we
God.
go.
We got to end the show.
Bang it out.
When George Washington... All right. Did George Washington have wooden teeth?
Okay, I've heard this before.
Don't. We got 3 minutes. When George Washington became president on April 3rd, 1789, Maddie, you're tricking us again. He only had one tooth in his head. That sounds so mean. This fucking guy, this one tooth in his fucking head guy.
It's not like you had a tooth in your mouth. No, it's in your head. Yeah.
A single premolar poking up from his gums. A combination of bad genes. Ooh, yeah, they didn't really have good genes back then. Nobody could find good pants.
Nope.
That was a little joke. And even
a little one.
Yeah. Okay. Combination of bad genes and even worse 18th century dentistry meant that the man who first led the nation suffered from terrible teeth. The solution to his problem? Wooden dentures. Numerous people who met Washington throughout his lifetime attest to this claim.
So how many points are you down right now?
I am down by 2 points.
Okay, if you get this right, to be honest with you, I'll give you 3 points.
Okay.
But you got to let me guess first.
Okay, but I might, just to keep my perfect streak alive, I might just guess how I feel.
Of course.
My reasoning on this one, Scott, I feel like The Simpsons talked about this, and Lisa said it was false.
I could see that. I could see that. I could
I'm
see
thinking
that.
it was in the Inventor episode, but they may have done that about Edison. I don't know.
Wooden teeth. That
Wooden
seems
teeth.
pretty bad, you know.
Like, how are they going to carve it so it fits in your mouth?
Yeah.
Wooden teeth chew anything? Like, what type of wood is this?
I mean, yeah, you got me thinking now. I was actually leaning towards tea.
Well, do
Now
tea. Don't do tea because I got to go false so I can catch up.
Okay, I'm going to go with my gut then with tea.
And I'm going to go
I
false.
was thinking tea.
I'm going to go false for the win.
It's false.
I knew it.
Yes.
I knew it.
Mr. Perfect strikes again. 1, 2, 3. Final score, Tim 12, Scott 11. Wow, what a fun time this has
Wow,
been.
what a
And that
game.
is all we have. And that is our episode. Are we still running up on time here? Do we
No,
have time
that's
to say-
our episode,
We have
bud.
to say bye to the people. We're running up on the break.
Yeah.
We're running up on the break. We better.
Okay, let's say bye real
We got to
quick.
say bye really quick.
And then-
Hey, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell a friend about it.
Hey, everybody, stay happy, stay cool, stay safe.
safe.